Coming off their first win of the season, the Seattle Seahawks hit the road for their first divisional showdown of the year against the Arizona Cardinals, a team that is 0-3. Arizona is in a transitional year with the new head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator, making scouting a team that they're normally so familiar with a lot more challenging.
They're a different staff now and different style and different play caller and all that, so we don't have any of that advantage, after all the years that we played them.
There will also be a new quarterback at the helm in rookie Josh Rosen. The 21-year-old was the 10th overall pick in the NFL draft after a successful career at UCLA.
The challenge is how they're going to utilize them, how they're going to mix their stuff and what they think, and we won't know until we play. We have to go on what they've done, but anticipate that we may have to adjust, and so we just got to wait and see. He's a real capable thrower. He can throw everything, so it's not like we could narrow down and figure out what they're going to do. We don't know right now, so we're going to play good football and adjust as the game goes.
The quarterbacks, that's different, but at the end of the day, I feel like they got a good back there, so you got to give them the ball. And so that's kind of what I'm expecting them to do, expecting them to give him the ball, especially, you bring the rookie in. You're not going to put the game, solely on his shoulders. You're going to lean on, 3-1 a little bit more.
The running back Wagner alluded to is former first-team All-Pro David Johnson, who was injured for most of last season. The last two times Johnson faced Seattle, he was a workhorse, rushing for over 200 yards on 61 carries and 3 touchdowns, and that doesn't even include his passing or return numbers.
Big, fast, he's really smooth, has a great vision, a great explosion through the hole. He's a guy that's tough to bring down. He's really powerful. And he's a double threat. He can run the ball, he can run any run, toss, crunch, inside, outside, and he can catch the ball out the backfield. So he's a double threat for us. He's a guy that, as you know, in his past, he's probably the best football player on the team.
Arizona's new defensive coordinator, Al Holcomb, has brought a new look to this defense that has talented players on all 3 levels.
Yeah, it looks very similar to Carolina. I think that Coach Wilkes is a tremendous football coach. And, he has a great understanding of what he wants to do and his defense to do, and he's just those guys are playing really fast. Unfortunately for them, the record doesn't show what they're showing on film, all the way. I don't think they're a really talented football team with a lot of great players. Obviously, Patrick Peterson, he's one of my favorite players to watch in the National Football League. He's just a great football player, great human too. And then obviously they got Chandler Jones coming off the edge, one of the most talented pass rushers in the game. I think Budda Baker is playing great, just to see what he's doing. University of Washington guy right down the street, but just making a lot of plays and causing a lot of havoc. They got a lot of great players.
They cause problems just because obviously coming from, Steve coming from Carolina with that package and some of the things that you're doing, it doesn't always look the same to you as opposed to like a base defense. Obviously have played against Patrick Peterson quite a bit, obviously a great player. So it'll be a challenge.
The Seahawks offensive line featured 3 new faces last week. Regardless, they helped jumpstart a run game that had a player rush for over 100 yards for the first time since 2016.
They did a nice job, and it was obvious how Fluke played and his presence out there. And I thought JR and the 2 of them playing together showed up. It was a nice combination. All the guys did a solid job. But it was really the fact that we did not take the negative plays that set you back against the sticks was the factor. And so we were on schedule throughout that game.
We did a great job last week of staying on schedule. It's just like kind of basketball. You guys know me, my basketball analogies. I think it's the simplest way to define it. But when you can get rebounds and stay on schedule and own the time of possession and everything else, it's a big deal in any offense.
Well, the Seahawks have fared well against the Cardinals, going 4-0-1 against them in Arizona over the last 5 years, and Coach Carroll has singled out a reason why.
The 12s like going to Arizona, and they help us out. They've always been really strong down there, and it's great to be on the road and to feel the presence of your own fans. They've always been really good about it, so I'd give it to them.
Well, it's the first NFC West matchup for the Seahawks, and they hope to take full advantage of the Cardinals, who are averaging a league-low 6.7 points per game. Well, kickoff is set for 1:05 p.m. Pacific. You can watch it live on Q13 Fox, or as always, listen to it on the Seahawks Radio Network.